What's going on, everybody? This is EndFaze Gaming. I'm Brandon. I got a fun video for you guys today. I wanted to go through some of my past experiences in the TCG world and what led me to Sorcery, and I have a surprise box opening. So I started out as a kid, base set Pokemon. 10, 11, 12, maybe until I was 13 and played Pokemon. And I went pretty hard, as hard as you can go as, a kid with no money, and just working on, allowance from my parents. And I played in Pokemon tournaments at my local store. The store that it's no longer there anymore. It was called Acme Games. Is in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I did some bigger ones. I think I did like a regional one. It was at a mall at some point where it seemed like there was hundreds of people there. I ended up winning my first Pokemon tournament with a Venusaur deck. And then that was like a quote unquote homebrew. At the time, pretty much everybody had a homebrew because the internet was so new. And then I found my way to the Haymaker deck, which I actually still have built here. I just have the base, the Pokemon package, I'd say, to what does a Haymaker deck. So you got Chansey, you have 4 Scythers. Make sure you guys can see those. You have 4 Electabuzz, and then my favorite Pokemon, Hitmonchan. Just jab them to death. So fun. And I kind of grew out of Pokemon, and this to show off as well too, which I picked up on eBay a few months ago, which it's not sealed or anything, but these are so cool. I love these theme decks. I love the art of base set Pokemon. I'm actually working on a base set, complete set right now. I'm getting into the hollows that I need, and I just completed, I'll show it off in a future video. I just completed Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. So Pokemon was a big part of my TCG beginning and upbringing. Along that time, I knew about Magic. I was not into Magic at all. And I had a friend who was just huge into Magic. And, the typical talk, like, do you have a Black Lotus? Do you have this? Do you have that? But all I kept hearing was the Black Lotus, Black Lotus, Black Lotus. And I just never got into it. I saw it being played. It just did not gravitate towards me. So after I got out of Pokemon, I found my way into Magic through playing Xbox. I think it was Duels of the Planeswalkers, and I was still living at home at the time. And I do have, since I'm talking about Magic, I do have some Bloomborough here that I bought one pack the other day that I can just kind of thumb through as I'm talking about my Magic past. And me and my dad would play Duels of the Planeswalkers just for hours and hours and hours. And then I ended up buying a paper deck. I never played Magic live in a store until last year, when the game that I was playing at the time, MetaZoo, was going through a little bit of a downturn, and we were all just wanting to play something together other than MetaZoo. And I got into Commander. I'm not a big fan of Commander. I love Standard Magic. I think this is a good card, by the way. I don't know if it's good. Valley Quest Caller. Whenever one or more other rabbits, bats, birds, and or mice you control enter scry 1. Other rabbits, bats, birds, and mice you control get +1/+1. For a 1 in a plane, that's pretty good. I've never been very good at Magic. I went hard into Magic Arena a couple years ago, and I was dumping, about $100 a month in it, I think. And, got up to Mythic a couple times. I would usually play Historic, like Red Aggro, super cheesy Life Gain, or that Infinite Squirrel deck. And people just kind of hate you and you quit. And I played standard a lot too on arena, and I really did. I'm thinking about getting back with this Duskmourn set that's coming out. I'm a horror fan. I'm Friday the 13th till I die. My wife loves Halloween and Michael Myers, Rob Zombie. You know, we love horror, and I think Duskmourn is looking really good to me. So like I mentioned before, MetaZoo, me and my friends, I actually was like anti Facebook and anti like internet until one day I bought the Meta Quest, and you had to have a Facebook account at the time in order to even have a MetaQuest account. So I had joined Facebook, and then like a couple months later, just some random people were like, "Hey, have you heard of MetaZoo? Have you heard of MetaZoo?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." Looked it up. I enjoyed it. I wanted to play a game competitively, and I heard about like these big events that were eventually going to happen, and you could win these metal cards, and went pretty hard into it. I was more like a game piece playset kind of guy, and I didn't really have any of the upper, like the highly sought after cards, but I did at one point I had every card in MetaZoo play sets of everything, every card that was released, except for like the red inks and stuff like that, like the super rare secret cards and stuff like that. And then you know, we went hard. I got skipped on the lottery of the water tower, didn't get to play in that. And because I didn't get to play in that, I really wanted to play in the Earth Tower. And me and a group of friends, we drove to New York from Cincinnati, went to that, sucked it up real bad in that, and then I had an opportunity to join a team called A Tribe Called Quets. Shout out to the guys up north in Ohio for bringing me and my buddy Josh onto that team. And I ended up coming in 21st in the Flame Tower. And that was one of the best like competitive TCG experiences of my life. It was so cool to do good, and just got hooked on it. My favorite deck, if you guys, if anybody's watching this video, you know, in the comments, you know, rip me for playing Embedding the Soul over and over again. I love that card to death. If you played MetaZoo, you know what it does. It turns all of your artifacts into creatures, and then you hit them for damage equal to their life. Kind of like Enchantress, actually, in Sorcery, but a little bit different. And then MetaZoo decided to go and do a Hello Kitty set. I hated every minute of it, and we ended up playing one more metal event, and MetaZoo went under. Is still one of my favorite games. I part of this video is, you know, other than, you know, saying what led me to Sorcery and everything, I heard about Sorcery during the Dark Tower event in Point Pleasant. I was there. I actually came in, I think, 53rd in that out of 172. I think out of our local play group, I think Chef Danzig actually did the best out of all of us. I think he came in 45th. I think he needed to, obviously, like top 32 to come in day two. And then I had some teammates, Ben and Bobby, they made top 32. And that was the event that they didn't get paid on. So I know there's rumors going around that MetaZoo was bought recently. Don't know. I don't follow MetaZoo very much anymore. But if they did, pay the players. Pay the players. If you re-release the game, hopefully you do a reboot. Maybe you'll get some of the old players back. I'm not sure if I'll come back. Probably won't. I sold most of my collection. And that led me to Sorcery. I heard about it during Dark Tower. I watched a ruling video, or like a how-to video on it. I thought it was kind of complicated. Didn't really like it as much. And then I saw it in person and was immediately hooked. The hand-drawn art, the way the foils are, the collectability of the game, one set a year, movement and placement based, you know, lands, 2 different decks. I could go on and on and on about all of the good things about Sorcery. And it is my game. I'm not the best at it, but I have fun in every game I play. And I really like that it's like, you don't get steamrolled too often. Like, you can, any TCG in any game, you can get steamrolled. But those games, those TCGs led me to Sorcery, and I'm really thankful for it. So as part of this video, I went and bought a super, super expensive box of cards. No, it's not, base set. It was a $30 box of MetaZoo Nightfall. At one point, this box was, I think at its high, was like $250, $300. MSRP for MetaZoo, I think, was like $120, $140 or something. And this box right now is $30. I think there's 36 packs in this. I don't think there's any way that you could map this like Seance or anything. But yeah, at under $1 a pack, I figured I'd just open a big box of MetaZoo, and we'll see if we can pull a red ink and just do some weird stuff with MetaZoo here while I ramble on even more. This is my favorite set. It has some cool cards. I like the Red Ghost and Wood Devil. If you played MetaZoo, you know what Wood Devil does. I'm just gonna throw the rares in the middle and throw these commons and stuff to the side. We're basically looking for a red, an old scratch in this. Divine Covenant Full Hollow, and I think Old Scratch is a secret rare in this box. This was the Halloween set. I don't remember what year it came out. I got into MetaZoo. Got a coal miner there. I got into MetaZoo when Wilderness came out, and I did a order online of a box of Cryptid Nation 2nd edition, a box of Nightfall, and a box of Wilderness, and then I bought some stuff for my LGS at the time, and just went in hard from there. The one thing I'll say about this game is I think the art in Nightfall is the top of the art in the game. Like, Hell's Gate is crazy. Headless Coal Miner looks awesome. Lightning Alley, that art looks great. Frank's Gargoyle, meh. Divine Covenant, that looks cool. Like, it had its own lore and like this cryptid based game and all that stuff. It was really neat. I didn't really even know anything about cryptids or anything. Like, I've heard of Mothman, like because of Mothman Prophecy movie or whatever. The card quality in this is actually terrible, though. I'll say that. Like, they did a lot better with Wilderness, but Wilderness is such a bad box to open. But you can see the whitening on that card right there. We did get another Full Hollow Bell Witch. Abduction's a good card. Nothing crazy. I'm trying to find an Ami Cook. He was my favorite Frost Beastie until the Ice Worms came out. But yeah, the set, the Bloody Bones is a good Water Tower card. And then the Water Towers, I kind of touched on it earlier, or the tower events. They were 50K events where first place you could win 20,000 cash and 30,000 in product. And it was wild. It was just wild. We actually had one of my local players that I played alongside, Noah Duncan. He played at Water Tower. He came in 7th, 8th, I think. I know he top 8'd. I think he came in 7th. And we were all hyped up. There's an Ami Cook, so he was cool. He has Burrow. He has a Trap Trait. Oh, memory's coming back to me right now. He has extra 15 damage from Island, I think. River. Something. And then Mountain or Snow, 15 extra. They always had fourth wall effects. So this page's attacks deal plus 20 damage if a fishing rod is within eyesight. And if you went to an official tournament, you had to bring a fishing rod with you. Like that was what they did. Everybody hated this card. It's so good. Crustacean, common card that just caused havoc. Full Hollow Abduction, a Lightning Split. Pretty cool so far. I am zooming through these. I just wanted to do something, you know, kind of wonky. And since they were cheap, I couldn't just pass it up. And, you know, chance to ramble on in a video. So the hits in the boxes, like you could get a reverse hollow of any rarity, and then you'd always get a rare card. So it was this was my favorite set. I think I said that already. This was my favorite set to open. Cryptid Nation was a good set to open. That was their base set. And we're getting a bunch of Divine Covenants. That's cool. And then these cards, they actually are kind of like Sorcery in the fact that, like for Divine Covenant, you can only have one per spell book. So, like how they had uniques, like this is a rare, and they only had 3 rarities in MetaZoo. So you had bronze, which is common, silver, which is uncommon, and then yellow is rare. And they would have spellbook quantities of how many. So like Lightning Split, you could only have 2 in your spellbook. And it was 40 card decks, but that included your aura. That was your mana base or your resource base. And you would tap your aura. So like for this card, Air Rods, this cost 1 cosmic aura. That is not a neutral. So neutral would just be a gray. So that's 1 neutral. So any color for land tax. Let's see if we get anything. Tea Kettler and a Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel is a good card. It's really good in some of the later light aura decks. But yeah, right now I have like a love-hate relationship with MetaZoo. It introduced me to some of the coolest people I've ever met. Great community of players. Like I know I might be the first full hollow headless coal miner I've ever pulled. That's a good hit there. That's got to be worth like 13 cents now, I think. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below if I'm rich now or not. But I have a love-hate relationship. Like led me to great friends that I'm gonna have forever. The community, the MetaZoo community is great. It still is. It's got some wackos. Every card game kind of does. But the people in MetaZoo were so good. I actually, other than some random guys telling me about MetaZoo on Facebook, I will shout out Moldy Potion, who is working alongside Victor Larson for a game called Nom Nom. And he had a YouTube series. There's another Ami Cook. Light Elemental was great near the end of MetaZoo. The card quality is just terrible in the set. Like that is such a cool aura. I loved having that in my spirit decks. Moldy and Metacracks were the way of how you learned how to play the game. They had a series of, you know, how to play and, you know, deck techs and stuff. Full Hollow Headless Horseman. That's cool. So I probably wouldn't be playing if it wasn't for like the 2 random guys, Justin and Jacob, that, you know, said, hey, check out MetaZoo. And then they were like, oh yeah, check out, there's a Mothman. They're like, check out Metabros. You'll basically learn how to play. I'm like, cool. Just flying through them. Torrential River was the first deck I built, and I was so bad at playing it. I just got crushed. Crushed. I love the art of Robert the Doll. That is a cool card. This reminds me of like that new Duskmourn set of that Annabelle type card. Thunderbird is a great card. We're getting another Divine Covenant. Oh yeah, look at the card quality. Like this card is just bent. That's super cool. I'm proud. That's an error. It's got to be worth at least four grand. $4 grand there. Now this box was kind of. I didn't buy it for $30 because it was banged up. Like it showed up. Like the bottom was kind of beat up. There's a reverse hollow Mothy. There's another Wood Devil of Coos Country. I always thought it was County. Oh, I thought that was a Spirit Aura. So yeah, I'm just blaze through the rest of these here. I'll ramble for about 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna gear up for Arthurian Legends. And we'll see what this new spellbook limit and Atlas limit looks like for the game. See what that does. Oklahoma Octopus Full Hollow. We'll see what that does to the game. I'm thinking it's going to be great. I know that Death Speaker was my first deck that I built, and I know that there was always going to be so much room for cards in a 40 card deck. Like you got a 403 card set, and then you're following it up with a 220 card set. You're going to combine those. You know, you're 623 right there outside of whatever kind of crazy stuff they sneak in. And you want your deck sizes to be bigger. I don't personally dig the 40 card Atlas deal because, I mean, at the most, you're playing like maybe 10 sites a game if your game is popping off and taking forever. But I know they said that they planned it. I know something had to be done about roots. Like there shouldn't be a deck that just says, hey, play for 5 turns and then I'm going to blow everything up and win. I know you can play around it, but it's just not a fun, roots is just not a fun way to play. He was a good sneaky water tower card. Look at the value that you would get out of this. Like this is your stack of hits and rares, but then also at the same time, look at the card quality of the sides of these cards. Like that is, look how dingy it looks. I did like the red sides though. Roots, I mean, effectively the new stuff helped out Roots. It nerfed Roots. It helped it not be, you know, so prevalent. I thought the spellbook would increase at some point. Maybe not as quick. Look at card quality is terrible. But the sites, I think the sites can stay at 30. I think honestly you could bump them up to 25. I don't think they're going to go backwards. But I think a 50-30 is perfect. There's a full hollow Wendy. That's got to be worth at least 30 grand. I'm going to get it graded. God, I love this game. I poo-poo it so much now. It made me mad. We got reasons. We got us MetaZoo people. We got reasons. Hello Kitty, Mikey Dub, whatever you did, man. I don't know what happened. Crazy. I've heard rumors of who has MetaZoo, who bought it. I'm not gonna say anything. Alaskan Vortex Full Hollow. That was a good one in my Frost decks. But yeah, we're wrapping up. We got 3 packs left. We'll zoom through these. Got a Full Hollow Dark Watchers and then a Righteous Reckoning. That's gonna fund the college fund. But yeah, what are you guys looking forward to in Arthurian Legends? There's a Grim Reaper. There we go. God, the Sorcery Grim Reaper is so much better than this. This card, you can't kill it though. Like, it has 1 LP and it just, you can't do it. You get it out, you win. Basically. But yeah, we got 2 packs left here. And we'll see if we can find us an old scratch. It doesn't look like it. There's an Ami and a Bell Witch and a Grafton Monster. So yeah, we zoomed through that box. That was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys letting me ramble about MetaZoo and my TCG past. I'm looking forward to many, many years of Sorcery. Tell me what you think about the deck rules. I'm going to do a Arthurian Legends predictions video here soon. I do have one final beta box opening that I'm going to do. And that is going to be my last beta box purchase since Arthurian Legends is coming out. I do have a sealed case of beta. I am not opening it. That is for a rainy day. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, share if you don't mind, and I will catch you guys next time.